Welcome to the Deep Focus Podcast. On today's episode is the very first solo segment of Hot or Not. In the famous words of DMX, we still have one more road to cross. Murad, take us away.
Five God on the beat. Welcome back, listeners. I hope you enjoyed that beat. As always, you are joined by myself, Murad, and with me always is the man whose beard is always lined up, almost too good, Varun Minhas. Varun, just before you talk, I want to say that intro
Wow.
was so extra. But I like the pizzazz that you added to it. That was good stuff.
And I love your whole brown Al Borland look there. Looks like you're auditioning for the Indian Home Improvement.
That
Like, you're just missing a whole tool belt thing.
You know what? You know what? Because you brought up Tim Allen. Because you brought up Tim Allen,
Uh,
I have a fun fact.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
All right. So Home Improvement, Tim Allen. I didn't know this. Maybe you did, but when I found it, I was amazed. But Tim Allen, not just a TV actor, not just a home improvement guy, but also was a big part in General Motors' sort of race division. He helped Chevy come up with a lot of cars, and he was also a race car driver. I didn't know that. I thought it was so cool because it made me respect him a lot more.
I actually didn't know that. That's actually pretty amazing.
It's so
I
cool.
know he had Santa Claus. That's a side job, but that's only one day a week, one day a year.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
I
yeah.
hope a year. But man, race car driver, home make
Home
repair
improvement extraordinaire, and he has the
TV show host, and he delivers presents around the world on a yearly basis.
that's called multifaceted. That's that's good stuff. He also has like the coolest collection of cars I think I've ever seen because he has like classics. He has like not a semi truck, but like the first sleeper cabin, like big truck from like 1932, and it was restored. It was the coolest thing. So if you haven't seen it, watch that video of Tim Allen's garage. That's all I want to say. Just little plug in there.
So, welcome everyone to this beautiful Tuesday afternoon in sunny British Columbia. We're lucky to get some beautiful weather outside right now, and we are inside because we want to bring you some more content. As always, we are for the people, by the people. If you haven't done it already, please follow us on Instagram at the Deep Focus Pod, on Twitter at the Deep Focus Pod. We're also on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. So we are trying to be everywhere. We're trying to get Apple to step up and put us on there. I'm not sure why they don't like us. We're working on it. But until then, we still have a bunch of different places you can find us. The handles at the beginning of the episode. You can also find the links below. I'm very excited for this week. This is the first week we're doing 2 episodes a week, which is insane. Which is, especially considering both have full-time jobs, and but we have so much to talk about with Oscars coming out at the end of the year, with Hot or Not. That's more of an us thing,
Yeah.
just because I feel like we have a lot of fun doing that. So I hope you guys have a lot of fun listening to it because we're not going to stop. We love doing this part, because there's so much news and things happening even on a week to week basis when we're doing
Mhm.
a weekly episode on this. So I'm very excited for about this. I know I have a few things that I'll be excited for that I know for a fact Morale will not be excited for.
Is
Because
there another Fast and Furious?
he probably has no idea what I'm talking about or what's going on. But Morale, what's your take on this week with the 2 episodes starting this week?
I've always liked the hot or not segment, and I always wish that there was more of an emphasis on it rather than just at the tail end of an episode. I wish there was more of a hey, this is hot or not. So I'm excited. I'm glad that we made the change, and I'm glad that it makes our workload a little bit more, but it also lightens it a lot.
Right.
Hmm.
So Murad, since you got the whole Al Borden look today, he was always the more responsible one. He was always more careful one. So how about you take us off today?
All right. The first thing I want to bring up is an anime that is coming out on Netflix, and I saw the trailer for it last week. Starts Lakeith Stanfield. It's called Yasuke, the Black Samurai. No, the legendary Black Samurai. As soon as I saw the trailer for it, I was hyped. Essentially, it takes place in the Sengoku period of Japan, right after the Onin War, and so this was the Warring States period when a whole bunch of feudal lords were trying to get power. And were trying to rule all of Japan, and all of the different shogunates were at war with one another. And so Yasuke was a East African man who most likely came to Japan because of a Jesuit missionary in 1579, and he was raised as the slave of the Jesuit. And when he traveled to Japan, he started to learn more about the art, and he became a samurai, one of the only black samurais. It's also the same samurai that the anime Afro Samurai was based on. So they're making another version of it starring Lakeith Stanfield. I'm hot for it, Varun. What do you think?
Uh, I'm gonna say not for now.
Okay.
The reason I'm not for now is because I just don't watch anime.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched anime since really Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and that series.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So besides that, like I'm saying not because I don't think it's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the trailer. It looks fantastic. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're into anime, I'm sure it's gonna be. It looks well acted. Like when it comes to voice acting, the animation looks great. The story looks fantastic. It's for some reason I just never got into
Fair enough.
that side of the television when it comes to anime side.
Yeah.
I'll definitely give it a shot, but I'm not gonna be one. It's not gonna be like one of those things. Oh, on Netflix tonight, I'm gonna hit play right away and binge it.
Okay.
Just
Fair enough. I get it.
it's not gonna be there. I'll watch it eventually.
Yeah.
But since I'm not in a rush to it, will be back on mind, and I will probably forget about it.
Mm.
I didn't even think about it until you brought it up today, since I saw the trailer, and the
Yeah.
trailer came out last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I already forgot about it. So I'm gonna say not, and
Fair
not
enough.
because again, not because I think it'll be bad, it's because it's not something I'm
It's
interested
not exactly so something that yeah,
in. So
and that's fine.
yeah,
Exactly. Different strokes for different folks.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Bro, with the cheesy one-liners, bro.
That's the flannel right here. That's all the product of the dad flannel.
Oh my God, that's your dad's flannel, isn't it?
No, it's actually my flannel, but it's my
Oh,
dad look.
you, I gave you a way out, and you didn't take it.
No, because I love this shirt. I'm a proud owner of a Woodsy flannel shirt. All right. It's just me, accept it.
All right. So I'm excited for this. I'm clearly excited about this. I posted about this. I talk about this nonstop, at least off camera. And Murad probably has no idea what I'm talking about. But people, the circle is back on April 14th. I am not going to tell you again how I feel because it's pretty clear in my voice and my smile ear to ear. The Circle, everyone, Circle US season 2 kicks off this Wednesday, highlighted by the beautiful Chloe from Too Hot to Handle, which is also another amazing show. You need to get on that. If you love reality show drama, you need to be all in on this. And if you haven't watched The Circle yet, do it. Do yourself a favor. I'll watch it. I believe the first 2 or 3 episodes will be coming out this Wednesday. And after that, it'll be a week to week. New episodes are coming out. I already posted the original cast on our Instagram page at the Deep Focus Pod. But essentially, what the show is about, if you haven't watched it before, a group of strangers are sort of stuck in this motel, hotel, condo looking thing. Not sure exactly what it is, but everyone's in their own room. So no one actually meets each other. And the whole purpose of this is you have the opportunity to either be yourself or opportunity to catfish someone because it's based on your popularity and what you can do to gain sort of alliance and friendships throughout the series. It's a pretty twisted look at social media and how it looks and how it portrays, especially in 2020, 2021. So it's really cool. I'm interested in the lies, the deceiving. It's a great appetizer for Big Brother kicks off this summer again. So I'm hot as hell on this. It's hot. Fire. Burn his mother down. Murad, what about you?
Hey, let's not burn my mother down. So
Oh, your mom
uh
woke up. You not so much.
all right, that's fine. That's okay. No, I am not hot on the show. Not because I don't like the show. Boo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get it. Boo, boo me, boo the guy in the final. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying that I'm not a big fan of reality shows. I love the drama, but I won't go out of my way to watch a reality show, right? I watched Big Brother like religiously for I want to say 2 seasons. Then I was like, okay, what like it lost its charm. I watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians intensely for like a good winter break, like 7 years ago.
I'm gonna cut you off on that because you can't compare the two. One's a competition, one's not. I'm into reality show competitions. Not
Oh,
this is a competition show, it's a contest. I'm into that.
oh,
Like,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
So correct yourself.
fine, fine. I'm just yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still not sold on it. Like it's one of those things. If it's on and I remember and I have nothing else to watch, I'll watch it, you know? But I won't be the guy, like you said, like you were with Yasuke. I won't say like, oh, it's on, it's on, it's on. Guys, gather around, let's watch the show. Right. So if it's there, it's there. If it's not, I'm not missing it too much. So I would say not.
Well, hot or not, I'm going to be talking about it on every Thursday episode for a quick minute because it's that great of a show. So accept it, son.
You're just gonna keep
Yeah,
talking about the circle. Netflix sponsor this man. Just
please.
have him be the
Or
host.
put no, forget sponsor. Put me on the show.
Okay, yeah, put
Put
him
me
on the
on.
show.
Put me on the
He'll
show.
he'll catfish the hell out of all these people.
I put a picture like Shah Rukh Khan on.
Yo, everyone will be like, "Oh yeah, okay. Obviously, I have
They
to.
know,
Obviously, this is not a catfish. Of course, Shah Rukh
clearly.
Khan is on the show."
For those who don't know who Shah Rukh Khan is, he's a massive, massive Bollywood actor, star, just for the non-Bollywood followers out there.
Yeah. If
Um,
if you want to know how popular he is, watch his my next guest with interview with on David Letterman because David Letterman's show has everyone in a season. Shah Rukh Khan has his entire own episode. Like and it's a different title. You search it up differently. It's not attached with all the other plebeians as Shah Rukh Khan might say, but like you'll see like hundreds and hundreds of people are always lined up outside. They worship him like a deity. It's weird, but he's huge.
Speaking of, what's up next, man?
Okay, for me, Morbius. It's the Marvel movie with Jared Leto playing Morbius, the living vampire. And so I thought you don't look too happy.
Just continue.
You
This
don't
good.
look too happy, but I'm weary of the movie, but I'm liking the cast. I'm liking the people that they've chosen. And you and I have our own opinions on Jared Leto. That's fine. But they have Matt Smith, Tyrese Gibson, Michael Keaton, Jared Harris. Like it's a good cast, and they've even casted Tom Hardy. So the cast itself looks really cool. I don't know how I feel about the movie, but from the cast, I would say hot.
Before we, because I actually haven't looked up anything in regards to Morbius since the
Mm.
first trailer. I forgot about it until Sony made a deal with Netflix like about a week ago regarding the partnership they have going forward. But you mentioned Keaton and Tom Hardy are in this new movie.
Mhm.
Are they playing their Sony characters? Are they playing Vulture and Venom? Because that's
No.
they're part of the same universe. Really?
So when I
Because
so
Venom's on okay. You talk. I'm gonna look it up.
no, no, because I was just gonna say Michael Keaton's character in this movie is not Vulture,
Okay.
right? And so unless I'm wrong, unless you can correct me on that, but from what I've seen, they weren't, right? So cast was cool, and that's why I'm hot about it. Bruin, if you can prove me wrong, please do, because I might be misinformed.
So for Tom Hardy, I'm going based on IMDb.
Sure.
It's because it's a quick look. It doesn't show anything by Michael Keaton. There's no name beside like no active character
Right.
fairly
That's
beside
why I
it.
was confused. Yeah.
And also, I don't see Tom Hardy on this list. So if it's Tom Hardy, then I feel very confident to say it's Venom. I guess I can say with absolute
Which
confidence
would make sense. Yeah.
because it's part of the same Sony universe. But so
Mhm.
is Vulture, because even though Spider-Man is part of the MCU, is still Sony property.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised that happens. But either way, like, you know what? I made a look because I'm surprised you brought it up. I'm hot on this because it's part of the Spider-Man universe. I
Mhm.
enjoyed Venom. I enjoy Sony's attempt in some of these comic book movies. They haven't always been atrocious. Like the first original two Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies were amazing.
Oh,
I
okay.
still think Toby is the Spider-Man GOAT, and I don't think can be touched. And I just I like you said, I have my feelings towards Jared Leto,
Mhm.
but the trailer looked very intriguing. I'm in on this. I just hope it pulls true to the original content from the
Mhm.
comic book, animated series, whatever they do. But I'm excited for it. So I'll say hot.
Cool.
All
That's what
right.
I got.
Speaking of, I just mentioned already, Sony and Netflix has created a partnership. So starting in 2022, all big name Sony movies like Morbius
Mhm.
will be available to stream on Netflix as soon as they are done streaming in, obviously done in theaters, and they're
Mhm.
done in like renting or borrowing on iTunes or on demand or anything like that at all. The first free streaming opportunity they have, they'll jump on Netflix. Now, I know off camera, you and I have had a lot of different conversations on like what is Netflix going to do,
Mhm.
because Disney made this massive jump when it comes
Mhm.
to their content by adding the Star tab and really bringing more adult content to Disney
Mhm.
Plus and bringing more of a clientele to the application. We know HBO Max has stepped up big in the US with because it's only available in the US, but the fact that Warner Brother movies are available to stream for free on the first 30 days of release, and it's pretty amazing, like brand new movies. And like Amazon Prime, like bringing out amazing original content, like we have the new Michael B. Jordan movie coming
Mhm.
out soon without remorse, and they have all these other movies and TV series that just do well in general. And we're wondering why Netflix or when Netflix will step out of the whole original content from the rom com, stam comedy type of stuff. Nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I enjoy the content, but I was hoping to change the pace. And this is a massive change of pace.
Mhm.
So it won't be Netflix original content, but it's just
Mhm.
more variety of this. Now, but the question is, are you hot or not on the direction Netflix is taking with this?
I'm hot on it. I think it's a good transition because only because of the fact that, like you said, HBO has partnered with Warner Brothers, Disney Plus did Star, and they're also, of course, Fox and Fox Animations and things like that. I the only reason I'm hot is because they're finally playing catch up. Like Netflix originals were knocking it out of the park for a long time, right? And then somewhere down the line, they got way too oversaturated. Like you said, they started focusing on the comedies and the stand up. They tried to go the same route that HBO sort of did with
Mhm,
catering to the stand up market and creating these really interesting shows. But then they also like made other things that I would say not many people watched, right?
mhm.
Great opportunity for Netflix to finally have some more of the market share back, because for me that was the first streaming service. I know it had its like DVD rental thing way back when, but when it pushed to streaming, everyone was kind of weary about it, and then it sort of lost its pace because Prime started to catch up, HBO started to catch up, right? Crave if you're Canadian, uh, and then Disney came, and everyone was excited about Disney. At least from what I know, they were excited for like a good 2 3 months, but then afterwards they're like, oh, it's there's nothing really more that's there. And every time I scroll through Disney now, there's so many new things that I find. So I'm glad that Netflix is playing catch up. So I'm very hot on it.
Yeah, I don't think Netflix is playing catch up because they're clearly doing something right to keep the content.
Mhm.
They are continuing to add things, and it looks like they're not going away. And I don't expect them to go away. But with the continuous price increase of the application,
Mhm.
that's where I was always wary of.
Mhm.
But I'm glad they're going on this. I'm definitely hot on it too. I'm just hoping the next step for Netflix is make all their content available for 4K for free
Mhm.
instead of
Right.
additional cost.
Right.
Disney Plus is doing it. Apple TV Plus is doing it. Why not
Mhm.
you, Netflix? What's going on?
I do want to just clarify one thing. So when I meant catch up, I meant like having an exclusive deal with a bigger production company. That's what I meant, right?
Well, don't forget
Uh,
they have a deal they made last year with Nickelodeon. So I'm not sure when that deal is taking in, but they did make a deal with the Nickelodeon last year. Just gotta take a look again when that will be kicking in.
but Amazon Prime has a Nickelodeon thing.
Is it? Are those? Nah, I'm double checking.
Yeah, because I pay for Nickelodeon on Amazon Prime,
I
mainly
think
because of Drake and Josh.
I think that's
That's
maybe
a,
that's
it's a
like
channel
free.
subscription, right? Unless I'm tripping.
Thing. In November 2019, Netflix and Nickelodeon had announced they had entered into a multi-year output deal that led to release of glitch text in early 2020. Let's now get into the full list of currently released Nickelodeon projects exclusive to Netflix. So that could be Netflix US now, because Amazon Canada, like Prime Video Canada, is different from the US.
Right,
Like
right.
we talked about a couple episodes ago when we are talking about Netflix original content, where I can't remember what movie you made give an example of, but when one country that movie is a Netflix original and another movie is an Amazon original.
The movie
So it
was
could
I
be
Care a Lot with
I
Rosamund Pike.
yeah, oh God, that's why I forgot about it.
Oh no.
But yeah, okay, awesome, man.
Yeah.
Take it away.
So the third one I wanted to bring up was Ghostbusters. And Varun, I saw the trailer. I thought it was so cool. Just because it's really nice to see those Ghostbuster suits again. I watched it when I was a young kid. Of course, they came out before I was born. So it's been a while since I've seen the originals, but I remember Stay Puffed. I remember the car. I remember Ernie. Like it was such a good childhood watch.
Yeah.
And this one looks kind of spookier because, of course, the cameras have gotten better and there's a better understanding of how you can make something spooky. Like Ghostbusters was spooky, but it was like 80s, like spooky.
It was still ahead of its time though.
For
Like
sure,
we
but
watching it,
now it's like whoa, like
yeah.
what's with this like slow zoom in and the leaves? It's yeah. So I'm hot for that. You
I'm a hot man, of course, like because
okay? Makes
Ghostbusters,
sense. Makes
right?
sense.
Like I'm glad they're doing this remake. I'm glad this
Yeah.
actually I won't say remake, it's a sequel. So I'm glad they're doing a sequel
Right.
to the original two Ghostbusters. I feel like the Melissa McCarthy Ghostbusters, they're not like that's sort of being cut out of it. Was I'm cutting that movie out of my head right now too. That I thought the movie was awful. I know it did fairly well with the reviews, but that all female Ghostbusters was I was disappointed in it because I was hoping for an original story, and I felt like they just
Mm-hmm.
made the exact same replica of the first Ghostbusters,
Mm-hmm.
all female cast. You have an amazing cast there. Why not take advantage of it? But that's a
Right.
whole different subject. But I'm excited for it. You mentioned off camera a comparison you're making with these
Damn it. Okay. So
this sequels. So you brought it up, and I
all
told you
right.
I have a rebuttal for it.
All right.
Now you're too chicken
So
shit to bring it up now. So I'm
no,
telling you right
listen.
now.
I listen. I said what I had to say. All right.
What did you say?
What I said, I'll get to it. Let me just gear up for the abuse I'm about to receive, all right? Uh so I was comparing it to something like the remake of It,
Okay.
right? It's a continuation where you have the same story just a few years later down the line with a different cast, but that cast is of course related to the original, right? That's what I was gonna say. Read me out. I'm just not gonna listen anymore.
Oh, well, what I'm confused about is your comparison because that
Mhm.
comparison makes no sense. Because what you're talking about are two completely different things. Because the remake of it from the kids to growing up is the exact same thing in the book and the exact same thing in the original TV movie. So with Ghostbusters, it's not a remake, it's a sequel, right? Like I know there was a that's where I'm like worried that makes no sense in the comparison because the original It movie
Mm.
was the first horror movie I ever watched, and till this day creeps the shit out of me. But the first It movie was that it didn't do in two parts like it did in like a two-part movie sequel, like they did in the most recent version of this. But in the original TV movie of it, it was a TV movie, so it wasn't like a theater movie. It was a TV movie, had multiple parts to it because it was such a long movie, and it wasn't a remake or anything like that. So that's why I was like, why are you making a comparison? Because they are two complete different things. I like the idea, I like you just mentioned, of like this happening now and way again later, but this is completely different. This is more of a this is a different style, but this is more of a Karate Kid and Cobra Kai than anything else,
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
right? So this is more of that. So it's a original movie happening many, many, many years later, and it's a sequel, continue off the same characters. Is like coming to America. It's like that. Because again, this is not a remake, this is a sequel, right? With
Yeah.
Paul Rudd, and I'm extremely excited for it because it has Paul Rudd, and I'm
Mhm.
all in a Paul Rudd, right? I don't know last time I didn't enjoy a movie of his. It's movies I haven't liked as much as some of his other work, but still. So this is a sequel, and that's why I was like more what the F about it than anything
No,
else.
no, that's fair. That's fair. So I was mistaken. So I
Oh, I
concede.
know you.
I
I
know.
know
I see
you.
what you mean, though. No, but I
I
see
know
what
you
you
are
mean.
mistaken. I know you're mistaken.
I
That's the
hate
whole.
you.
That's the whole point of this.
I
You
hate
do
you
not
so
hate me.
much.
No, go make a podcast with someone else, then, man. Do it.
Oh, please don't do that. I actually enjoy doing this. This is the one part of my week that I like.
Oh, man.
Oh.
You need a
All right, moving on. Moving on.
moving
Varun.
on. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So because your punk ass won't watch it until it's all out to binge it, you're missing out, man. And this last episode needs a whole podcast episode to itself. If you're not watching the Falcon and Winter Soldier, I don't care. Stop our podcast. Go watch it now. For the love of God, watch it now. It is fan freaking tastic. It is amazing. It is gut wrenching. It is emotional. It is bloody. It's dark. It's twisted. It's very real. And the I've never hated a villain as much I've hated Jack Leeson doing Joffrey.
Sorry, I just don't want to. I moved my headphones because I just don't want to hear what you were
No,
gonna
no,
say.
it's not a spoiler. So we have
Oh, okay.
Wyatt Russell, who is the Captain America in this movie, in this TV show, right? It's no
Mhm.
spoiler. It brings up first episode. So Wyatt Russell, who is the new Captain America, taking over for Steve Rogers, who was always my Captain America. He plays John Walker, aka Captain America, aka U.S. Agent. And for people who don't know, Wyatt Russell is the son of the great Kurt Russell, who was also Ego in the Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, among many other amazing movies. But Wyatt Russell, you may know him from 22 Jump Street. He's him taking on this piece of work. Like, I just I don't know, like I've never hated a villain. Like there's all those anti-heroes you root for, like the
Mhm.
Walter Whites, the Tony Sopranos. John Hamm's character and as Don Draper could be considered an anti-hero. These are people that you sort of root for, even though they're not the right people. They're not
Mhm.
good people. You still root for them. And with John Walker and played by what like it is, I hate him so much. Like I feel bad for him because that means he's doing a great job acting. Jack Leeson like did an amazing job as King Joffrey. Like it was amazing as Joffrey, but I feel bad for the guy because people generally hate him,
Everyone hates him.
right? Like Jack Lee,
Mhm.
people hate Jack Leeson like for the longest time. I hope they forgive him now because guess what, guys? He didn't really hang people. He's a kid playing a villain
Mhm.
on TV. Let him be. Same with Wyatt Russell. Let him be. But
The
my
reason you should hate Game of Thrones was the ending, but that's a different story. That's fine. Whatever.
right?
Right? Continue.
You have to bring up once per episode. Like you're so clearly
It's
hurt by it.
so bad.
But I don't know. It is the parallels you get from Civil War to this movie, to this show, and all the subtle like Easter eggs from the MCU like cinematic, like all the movies to the show, like it's everything. It has amazing action scenes. It has funny moments. It like got really dark last episode, and you have no hot or not on this because you haven't watched it. So I'm gonna speak on your behalf. It is freaking hot. Get on this, guys. Murad, watch it. These are longer. It's only 2 episodes left. So
So all that means
not
is that
every
in a
not
couple
not
weeks
that,
I'll watch it.
all that man. I'm gonna bring it up next episode. How about that?
So do you want me to have wait? So
Watch it.
will it
Not
all
this
be completed
not
next
this
week?
Thursday. I'll give it by I'll give you until next week to
How
catch
many
up on
more
it.
weeks are there left before it's completed? Two
Doesn't
weeks?
matter. 1 week to catch up. You're missing like not everyone has a no, not everyone else is single, could stay at home and binge shows. I'm calling you out, bro.
Why are you
Right?
doing this to me?
I'm calling you out, bro. That's a nervous laugh. I don't know why you have a
I
nervous
don't
laugh.
know. I don't know because I was just
Yeah,
like, why? Like my mom's like
it's
also
hot.
like,
Like
why are you single? The next
yeah,
one.
yeah. It is. It's amazing. It's so well done. I'm so excited for it.
There's a lot of memes about it that I've seen, and so like I know that he's a piece of shit guy. I don't know why, and I will know why. You know what? Fine. I'll watch it by next week. Sure, I'll give you that. Then we can talk about it.
If you
Then
don't,
have to wait for the finale. Like what?
yeah, like we all do. But since I'm not giving you, I just want an opportunity to talk about the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Since you can't talk about it, I am excited for this. John Stewart, guys, is coming back to TV.
John, what? Sorry.
John Stewart.
Oh, John Stewart. Okay.
Yes. Come on, man. John Stewart is coming back to TV. He's same type of show as he had before. He was going to be jumping on Apple TV Plus, was more original content, more for streaming services. Very similar style to a John Oliver show when it comes to current events and sort of his comedic take to it. I believe the show is called, I have it right here. The Problem with John Stewart. The title just got announced last week. His Apple TV Plus deal was announced a few months ago. Um, Now we're getting a lot of shows like this though. So I am excited for him to come back. But with John Oliver, with Trevor Noah, even Stephen Colbert in a way, do you think we're getting too much of this? Not enough? Or are you hot? Like, are you all in on this, or are you like, are you done with this?
I know, no. I've loved John Stewart for a while. He's the one person that got me into those like political satire shows. And then Stephen Colbert started doing his thing. I don't consider Stephen Colbert in that same realm because to me he's more of a talk show host, right? I do think that John Oliver took those reins and he's doing a fantastic job with it. And to some extent, Bill Maher is also doing something very similar,
Oh, sorry,
albeit,
true, yeah.
yeah, albeit more of a conversational standpoint rather than a single camera, let me talk to you type way. So I'm excited for him to come back because I don't think anyone's tackled issues quite like him. I would say the second he's the only person second to him would be John Oliver because and if John Stewart wasn't coming back, I would say John Oliver is obviously number one. But you have when you have the person who did it to me at least originally come back, I'm obviously going to be hot for it. Uh, so I don't think there's too many of these. I don't think you can ever have too many of these unless it's like every single channel has their own version. I like the fact that Stephen Colbert stepped down from that political. He still brings it up in his monologues and such, but he's more of a hey, let me talk to this celebrity about this project, and I think that's a good round for him, right? He talks about it once in a while, but he's very quick on his feet. And so I think having Stephen Colbert in that avenue and bringing John Stewart back, great idea. Having him on Apple TV Plus, great idea. Because you have John Stewart, then you have John Oliver, and then you have Bill Maher, Trevor Noah to an extent, sure, right? So I'm hot for it.
Me too, man. I was kind of curious what you thought, what your thoughts were,
Mhm.
but I'm hot. I'm excited, mainly for the different points of view that everyone brings, and it's not always the same subject that everyone's talking about. So I'm
Mhm.
very excited for it. I'm all in. It's John Stewart, DOG. Um, that's it, man.
Cool.
It was the first. That's it. Our first episode's over.
That's
I'm excited to continue this going forward. I just hope we have a wardrobe conversation Garcia's shirt for next episode because I can't look at that for 30 plus minutes.
that's okay.
All right, guys. Uh To DMX, may rest in peace.
And remember, treat each other with kindness, love, and peace out.
Peace.